Anyone needing a dose of wacky politics or just desiring a good eye roll, take heed. Donald Trump is holding one of the world's richest men hostage over a movie sequel. And worse, you won't even guess which one. You'll also see the stupidity of the Trump White House knows no bounds. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish, and I'm reminding you again to subscribe to our channel as our subscriber drive continues. Help us hit 2 million and keep bringing you the news. On to our story. The name Larry Ellison may not immediately conjure an image, but it probably rings a bell. Ellison, one of the world's wealthiest men, was a major donor to the Trump campaign, and his desire to buy the studio Paramount led to CBS settling a frivolous lawsuit by Donald Trump earlier this year.
The Paramount, that's the company that owns CBS and also the show 60 Minutes, has agreed to pay $16 million to settle a lawsuit brought by President Trump. He alleged in an interview last year that his former rival Kamala Harris, did this interview on CBS's 60 Minutes, and that it was deceptively edited in a way that helped her and hurt him. Walk us through this agreement.
Well, the bottom line is independent legal experts say that the White House, the president, really did not have a case here. And many people have reinforced that argument, but we certainly know the situation with Paramount right now. They were in need of federal approval for a merger that the owner of Paramount is looking toward right now. So it appeared clear that she was open to an agreement of this kind.
So to recap, CBS settled the suit so Larry and David Ellison's company Skydance could buy Paramount, which owns CBS, and get the sale past the FTC. And it worked. And not content to own one of Hollywood's 5 major studios, now Ellison wants more.
Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Skydance. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Paramount Skydance is preparing an Ellison-backed bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. This news sending shares of Warner Brothers Discovery up dramatically, now up over 20%. This bid would reportedly be for the entire company, including both its cable networks and movie studio. This as the company prepares to split in two. Just yesterday, David Zaslav saying that the company is well on its way to do that split. And there's been a lot of speculation that Paramount Skydance would be interested in buying half of the company and buying the streaming and studios part. But this report says that they would be interested in buying the entirety of the company, presumably pre-split.
And if the thought of Larry Ellison controlling CBS, HBO, Warner Brothers, the CW network, Paramount, and all their subsidiaries sounds like a recipe for disaster, or at least one family having too much control over the media, stay tuned. It does get worse. For one thing, Ellison already promoted the pro-Trump editor Barry Weiss as head of CBS News. Weiss has a long history of pushing pro-Israeli propaganda. Ellison is also often touted as a potential buyer for the social media app TikTok when the Chinese divest their holdings to an American buyer. For more on that, the pending TikTok ban, and what it all could mean for American politics, see our other videos. But the Paramount-Warner Brothers merger would face even bigger hurdles with the FTC, since it would basically give Larry and David Ellison a major Hollywood monopoly. So of course Ellison is sucking up to Donald Trump. And of course, Trump has a really wacky priority in offering his blessing to the sale. Get this, folks. He wants another Rush Hour movie. The Daily Beast now reports that as Skydance Paramount continue to flirt with the purchase of Warner Brothers, Trump has issued an ultimatum to Larry Ellison, which essentially amounts to a quid pro quo for approval of the sale. Trump has told Ellison he wants to see another Rush Hour movie. In case you've forgotten, those were a series of action comedy films starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker back in the early aughts. They were produced by New Line Cinema, which is now a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and directed by disgraced director Brett Ratner. Even worse, it looks like Trump's allegiance to Ratner is the driving force behind this bizarre demand. It breaks down like this. Ratner was run out of Hollywood following revelations of homophobic bullying of actor Elliot Page on the set of the film X-Men: The Last Stand, also known as one of the worst superhero films ever, and the movie that almost sank the X-Men franchise. I have many thoughts on that god-awful hackneyed mess, as you might suspect, but I will save those for later. In addition to Ratner's homophobic comments at Page, several women, including actresses Rebecca Romaine, Olivia Munn, and Natasha Henstridge, have accused him of sexual harassment. Recently, however, Ratner has plotted a Hollywood comeback by get this, directing a $40 million documentary about Melania Trump for Amazon Studios. So go figure that now Trump's big demand to Larry Ellison is that if he buys Warner Brothers, he needs to greenlight Rush Hour 4, which would presumably see Ratner return and resurrect his Hollywood career. And if that strikes you as petty, well, you're damn right it is. Thus, the age of Trumpian cronyism continues, dripping its disgusting grease all over Hollywood. On the other hand, if I was in the position to make sure Ratner never ruined another franchise and make sure Warner Brothers made Zack Snyder's proposed Justice League sequel as an animated movie, I would be tempted. Either way, here's hoping one of the other major companies bidding for Warner Brothers wins the sale and keeps Larry Ellison's soiled hands off those assets. The world does not need more Brett Ratner or Rush Hour 4. This is Occupy Democrats.